Right, we're just going to do a real short video. Working on the 63 Coupe Deville. The whole bottom of the car has been painted with the exception of the front floor pans. Someone had replaced them before and we didn't have the little beads in them. And the floors, you could buy like a sort of a bent up floor, but it was way more than what we needed. The shape of this car is really, really good. So normally, the floor pan would have came up here and over top of this, but the depth was wrong. And I mean, they're not like a stamped, somebody's remaking them. And that's okay, because look, a pan that's close is better than no pan at all. You got to adjust it and make it. Now in our case, the floor's really, really solid. And the reason we have that shape cut that way, and we didn't go up under. Now the other floor goes way up there, which means you'd have to cut these all out, remove them, put the pan in, and then the pan goes way over there, and you got to cut the floor up there. So the reason we're on the line we're right above a brace that's underneath. So this is welded to the floor and into the brace. And here we're lapped, and it's across the floor, but underneath. And the reason I did it this way is because the top doesn't have to be perfect. But when you look under the car and you see where the bracing runs, you're going to look up and you're only going to see this pan with the beads in it. Now the beads aren't perfect. They're supposed to kind of replicate those. And the funny thing is, in the original floor, the two lines of beads were a little bit higher, but all in all, catalytic converter or something's right there. But on the other side, you could really see it. So we did the same thing over there. Someone had a patch there as well. This one actually wasn't patched. It was thin with pinholes, and someone put some goop on. We could have welded them shut, but he said, look, I got these floor pans a long time ago, use them, so we did. But when, like I say, making your floors, it's really great to get caught up in making everything look really, really cool. Now on a Camaro or a Chevelle, you can do big pans, you can get a lot done, and they're actually getting pretty good. These Cadillacs, this is a 63 Coupe Deville. The stuff that's available is what it is, and some of it's not awesome. Now all the black you're seeing is Por 15, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to throw a bit of etch primer on that cleaner metal. We're going to try to avoid where you see a little bit of staining. That was all clean, but the staining kind of come back. I'm going to throw a little bit of treatment on that, and then we'll Por 15 that right in with the rest of the floor. I mean, it's dusty because, you know, I'm in a shop where there's a lot of dust, and it is what it is. But I'm pretty happy with how this looks, because underneath it's going to look great. I think I've done some videos of the floor of the car underneath, so it's all going to look like that. But at some point, we'll probably put it up on the hoist and take a good picture of underneath when the whole thing is done. I don't know when that'll be done, but it'll be further down the road. Now another good trick. If you look around the car, you can grind a place and clamp this on. We're in here, we're on a floor. You know, I'm not scraping paint off everything until I have to. So I took one of my magnets, we ground the paint off this edge, and right here, that sits right there. And then that copper piece goes right on where we ground the paint off. And as long as that's sitting flat, as soon as you weld, and if the weld makes a little pop, it'll actually fuse that little bugger right there. So you can go around and go all the way around. You can move it around if you got to move your cord. Works just fine. You can buy a little magnet adapter that you bolt onto the end of that, but if you don't have one, this will work in a pinch. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to go around, and as you can see, some of it's a little welded. Weld there got a little high. I'll have to crank it up a bit. But we're going to go in between all these and stitch weld them all in now. Floor's pretty heavy metal in this car. Our panels are really, really heavy, so heat's not going to be an issue. I'll go in between each of those, and I'll probably come in between, do that one, skip one, do that one, go around, and then hit all the other ones. We're going to solid weld them right in. Realistically, that's probably enough. You could grind them off flush, put a little bead of seam sealer or whatever. But what I'm going to do, because I don't care what it looks like under the carpet, I'm not finishing this out. I'm going to go around, make sure it's welded solid. We're going to give it a real quick grind, Por 15, and that thing is done. That way we don't have to dress it. Anyway, that's what we're doing on a Saturday today at the shop. Cheers.